Hi, everybody, it's Josh with Talk About Trek, and we are back again on another beautiful Tuesday. Of course, it is Warp Tuesday here on the channel, where I come in with all of the most exciting and mind blowing Star Trek news that is out there that I feel like talking about. See, I always add that little caveat at the end. That way, basically, I can just use this Tuesday to talk about whatever I feel like talking about. But I tell you what, we will visit. Tell you what, let's go to the number one source. Like, if you want information about Star Trek, right, where are you going to go, right? StarTrek.com. So let's go to StarTrek.com. Let's see what's going on there. Holy crap. First off, why is everything so big? Like, everything is very big on StarTrek.com here. Alright, so let's see if we can't get a handle on what's going on here. Fascinating friendship of Kirk and Spock, okay. Everything, alright, here we go. So let's see if we click more articles, if we can get something that we can actually make some sense of here. Latest. Alright, they're still really big. Man, am I doing something wrong here on this website? Like, honestly, look, I don't... It seems like there should be a way to get into a normal web page. I'm sure you can find it, but I can't. So let's go to trekmovie.com, who actually has a site that you can read. Like come on, Star Trek, please. I don't know if you're making that for mobile or what you're doing, but can we get a concise website from the official platform? No, I guess not. But trekmovie.com does the source for everything new in Trek. They do a great job here, of course. Here's an article just from today, October 21st, 2025, written by a Mr. Steve Wright, who gives us a little bit more information on the Across the Unknown game coming out next year. So I did play the demo a little bit. I probably will revisit it and try it a little bit more as well. But a couple of the things that did stand out to me was, yes, definitely the lack of voice acting. We're going to need some of that for sure. And we needed some licensed music in there, right? We got to have some licensed music and sound effects. And the developers, they do address this here, and they talk about how they are going to bring in some music into the actual release, and that there is partial voiceover as well as updated music and sound effects. So that all sounds great. Sounds like they're kind of listening, they're adapting as they should. And I'm really excited to see where that's going to go. I mean, I barely maybe spent 30 minutes in the demo, and I was already really happy with it, and I thought, this could develop into something I could see myself spending a lot of time in and really having fun with. So that is an excellent piece of news that we are happy to share here on the channel. Other than that, looks like we have our bit of comic book news. We've got, Voyager number 2. Now, tomorrow is Wednesday, so there's a good chance maybe we'll have Voyager number 2 to talk about. Maybe we'll get Red Shirts number 2 that we were missing in. That would be great. But anyway, we'll be back tomorrow to talk about that. So we'll skip the comic book news for now. Now, if you guys are interested in this, there is a trailer they're trying to kickstart, a documentary about Doug Drexler, who has done numerous things behind the scenes on Star Trek, so you guys can look at that. Now, this I did like here. And I didn't read the full article, I just kind of looked at the headline here. But I like that right now, like, with the Strange New Worlds, it seems like with the past couple of seasons, they're all kind of like these one-off episodes, right? Or this like kind of this weird thing that's happening here. You got your musical episode, you got your mystery episode, you got your hot, all these different things. So it looks like they're trying to, in the finish, which is going to be season 4, and then this, this short season 5, going to try to maybe bring that together a little bit, right? And I think that would be really the key. So kind of less episodes that are focusing more on these random stories, and more getting to focus on the crew and kind of building that up a little bit more. So hopefully we'll get to see that. Um, Again, it's hard to believe, but man, and it's a shame too. I wish they would have given them at least a full season 5 to kind of develop what they had more. I almost feel like they used a lot of their episodes just kind of like for fun. You know, they had all these, and they were very fun for me. I enjoyed watching them, but uh, it was fun kind of at the expense of getting to develop some of those characters and relationships and the things that make Star Trek so, memorable for me. You know, why I keep going back to watch Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and TNG all the time, right? So, but anyway, we will see how Strange New World shapes up, and gosh, what will we probably see this in second half of 2026, maybe sometime? I don't know if they've announced anything about it yet, but something like that possibly. So, but again, any kind of return to more of getting back into just the characters and the relationships between them, that would be great. So, all right, what else do we have? See, look at this. See, Trek Movie makes it so easy to go through and talk about the things that are going on here, right? And this I do want to talk about because I spent, let me see, I was 3 episodes behind on Khan. So basically about an hour and a half today, I was able to sit down and get into this while I was doing various things around the house and stuff. So, man, this is really good. If you have not gotten into this before, this is not just a little kind of money grab or just something that they're throwing out there. This is a well produced, well voice acted, well written, and just a very, I don't know, very interesting look at what happens, in between Space Seed and Wrath of Khan. And it is adding like a whole different depth to Khan. And it's kind of amazing too, because when you like kind of think about all the characters in Star Trek and you're naming out all these famous villains, I mean Khan is right up there, of course, because he's got this huge role in this fantastic movie, and he's got this one episode, right? But then this is adding a lot of backstory here to it, and I should have did a better job. The actor who is currently doing the voice work for Khan is doing a fantastic job. And forgive me for not having that on hand here. But he does a fantastic job. Frankly, I mean, most of the voice acting in it is really top notch. There was this one alien that I was a little off put by because he kind of reminded me of, I think it was some cartoon character from my childhood. And I couldn't get that out of my head. And I still don't remember who it is, but I couldn't get that out of my head. But anyway, if you haven't gotten into it, get into it. It's again, it's a free thing you can listen to on YouTube. You can listen to it while you're working, while you're driving, whatever you need to do. And again, just builds up a lot of lore for Khan, and I am hoping is going to kind of signal the beginning of more of this media coming to Star Trek. I can see this being a way for a lot of legacy actors to return to their roles, as Tim Russ and George Takei did here, right? And a way to explore a lot of things that, were left unexplored. So a lot of cool options here. Really hoping to see more of this, and I think we've got something like 3 episodes left here. And look at this. Oh, written by Kristen Beyer and David Mack. Yeah, David Mack, of course. And I am currently reading David Mack's Ring of Fire, which I am enjoying thoroughly. We've gotten, decently into it, a little bit into it here, and we're going to dip into it some more tonight. So, but man, he's a fantastic writer. So now, I just knew that. I just saw that and noticed that. So, all right, anyway, is there any other exciting news from the world of Star Trek we want to talk about today? Honestly, no. I haven't watched anything on Star Trek Scouts yet, except for the very first one. And I might wait until maybe we're looking at like 10 episodes in, right? And then I might watch them all in a row and kind of take that in for what it is and see what's going on with that. But, that's basically your, preschool introduction to Star Trek, trying to get some people in that way, right? Now, what else in the world can we talk about here today? Um, well, that was all the Star Trek news out there in the world, but we do have a fair bit of fun Star Trek news that's happening right here in the old Star Trek. I really need to think of a clever name for my office, because just calling it my office or my Star Trek room or the Star Trek office, it doesn't cut it. It really doesn't cut it anymore. Where do we begin? Let's begin right here. I found a fantastic deal. Now, I don't like going on Facebook. I have to have one. I use it for work. And I do look at Star Trek stuff on Marketplace because every now and then you will find a deal. And I found a deal. Oh man, I found a deal. So I looked on there. I type, every day I'll kind of go on there, type Star Trek, just see what's going on, and then get off. But I'd been watching this one for a while, and no one had got it. And I'm like, man, that's got to be a sign. So I decided, you're doing it. And this guy had every season of TNG, these beautiful box sets like this, all 7 for $30 total. Oh yes. So you better believe that yes, I did buy all 7. And this one here is number 6. As you can see, it is the purple one, season 6. So many great episodes in here. Chain of Command part 1 and 2. Tapestry. Whoa. I really like Second Chances. Very good one. Anyway, the big news comes that now that I have this available to me, I have taken these DVDs and with a little bit of research figure out the quickest and easiest way to put these DVDs onto my computer. So now I have, right now, like I said, we're currently finishing up ripping season 6 to my computer. But anyway, the idea is, my channel is called Talk About Trek, and I talk about a lot of things, but what I don't talk about is a lot of episodes. But with this new technology at my fingertips, I can now show some episode clips, talk about them. I think I can do all this without getting any kind of trouble with Paramount, right? As long as I'm putting my own spin on it, right? So I'm going to start doing that. Now, it breaks one of my cardinal rules of this channel, which I knew I was going to have to break at some point if I wanted to keep doing this and to make the things that I really wanted to make in the future, is I'm going to have to do a little bit more editing. Basically, every single one of my videos is just, I hit record and I talk for 20 minutes and then I hit stop. Now I'm going to have to start doing a little bit more preparation. So, we'll see how that works out. Suffice it to say, it's fun to go through and search these episodes and try to find clips and try to think of maybe some funny things that I could do, that I could add into a video that would be funny. And one of the things that I found while I was trying to do all this is this beautiful site called Search Trek. And this Chakotaya here, searchtrek.org, has apparently uploaded all of the scripts from all of Star Trek, and you can simply search for the word you're looking for. So let's say you want to look up temporal distortion. Temporal distortion. It will tell you every single time. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Here, let's see if we can get a little bit closer even. Here. Zoom! There, perfect. Look at this. You can see every single time that they talked about temporal distortion. So I could make a temporal distortion mega cut, right? And it'd be like, look at it. So, I don't know. The possibilities here are endless, and I spent way too much time the past couple of nights just dinking around, trying to think of silly things that I could possibly do here, just to make something fun, And this is really cool. This is really fun. So, searchtrek.org. Man, the Star Trek community is fantastic. There's just this huge knowledge well to draw from, right? Where people have over the years just written all this wealth of information on these series and these books and these toys and every single thing, games. I mean, it is incredible. The all right, we can't even get into all that right now. Anyway, um, so that is very exciting to me. I will be finishing ripping season 7 of TNG onto my computer tomorrow, probably tomorrow, reasonably. And then I got all of DS9 right up there. We're going to move right on to Deep Space Nine after that. And I got a line on a pretty decent Enterprise set, too. And that's just going to lead me to find Voyager and TOS DVDs. And I'm going to have everything right here. I own it. I can have it backed up on my computer. And then I can make and talk about things. I can make clips. I can do funny things. Oh, it's going to be amazing. I just have to grasp the technology, right? Got to figure all that stuff out. But that'll be fine. Final thoughts. Final thoughts on this Warp Tuesday. Um, Computer, light.
Okay.
We're going to turn the light up here for the final bit because what I would like to do here is just give you a brief look around, okay? So, one of the things that we've been working on here over the past about 3 weeks pretty heavily since we've got the roof fixed, and we could fix this here. Oh my god, that light. Computer, turn off the light.
Okay.
Check that out. See, it looks pretty good, right? We got a fancy light up there on the ceiling. Anyway, computer, light.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, we'll show you guys kind of where we are at here. And sorry for the shaky cam. Here is the bookshelf. Not a lot of change to that yet, but we did add this super bright light that kind of highlights the TNG stuff there. The main portion of the work has been done right here behind us. And as you can see, we've got a lower decks shelf. We've got, and we'll get a closer look at this later, but there's a lot going on. And we're down to basically this final shelf. Whoop, right down here at the bottom. I don't know which way is up or down. There we go. So as you can see, that final shelf down there at the bottom, that is our TNG shelf, all right? And once we get that all done, this whole bad boy of a toy shelf will be finished. Now over here, look at this. You can't see this very well, but we do have the cards all on a shelf here, all ready to be organized. Down here we got all the games. And as you can see on the floor, we are dusting our Jean-Luc Picards here. Dusting our Jean-Luc Picards, getting them ready. And then the rest of the gang will get dusted, and that'll be up there too. We've got the original Mego bridge right here. This is all still not done 100%. This area up here, pretty much done 100%. We've got some cool stuff going on over here. And then this is our main kind of point of attack that we're going to be hitting later, right? But I really do like this. Look at this. Look at this. Yes, check that out. You got the battle-scarred Enterprise D facing off against Lursa and B'Etor in their bird of prey there, right? This is awesome. So I love the way that these two these stands mounted onto the wall like that. But we've got a lot yet to do here with this, so you know that's all going to change here as we move things on. But the whole point in showing all of you that was I'm almost done. This whole organization period is almost at an end, and then at that point we will actually have a very kind of a very solid collection video because I'll want to show everything off at that point after spending nearly a month dusting, reorganizing, moving, cleaning, and doing a million different things. It'll be time to then show off all the wonderful things, and then I can just kind of sit and then bask in all the Star Trek joy that abounds here in this space. So, anyway, computer, light.
Okay.
Needs to be a little quicker. Oh wait, check this out. Computer, red alert. Pretty cool, right? It's got like a little bit, it's slow. I need to make it go faster. I want it to flash. I think I need more red lights. I need them like coming from the side too. Computer, yellow alert. Yellow alert. Everything's fine now. See, we're backing down. Anyway, thanks for hanging out and watching. As always, my friends, live long and prosper, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.